Become a member and watch the next episode before it drops. Thank you. Xiao Yan felt as if he were dreaming. In just a few short sentences, the number of heavenly sovereign experts in the Do domain had increased to 4. Such a lineup was not much inferior to that of the Fire Spirit clan. Picking up from before, after hearing Xiao Yan say that he wanted to go to the Fire Spirit clan, Kailin immediately responded, "The Fire Spirit clan. I remember you said before that the Tuoshe ancient god is currently there and is treated like a clan guarding divine flame." "That's right," Xiao Yan explained. "The Tuoshe ancient god flame was subdued by the Fire Spirit clan's ancestor thousands of years ago. Now it serves as the manager of the Fire Spirit Ranch. In the Fire Spirit Ranch, countless flames from the heavenly flame rankings are raised. This is the foundation of the Fire Spirit clan. The Tuoshe ancient god will help me advance to Do-Di, and he also secretly contributed to ending the catastrophe of the Duchi continent. So this time I want to bring him back from the Fire Spirit clan. But they will likely not let him go easily, so a battle is inevitable. I will need to borrow the power of the primordial void sacred flame. Only then can I contend with them." Hearing this, Kailin nodded. This is a major matter. It might even become another major event in the Great Thousand World over the past couple of years. Another major event. Has something happened recently in the Great Thousand World? Xiao Yan asked in confusion. Kailin replied, "This happened about half a year ago, not long after you participated in the pill gathering. In the northern region of the Great Thousand World, a young man known as the Martial Ancestor single-handedly stormed the Ice Spirit clan, turning it upside down. It seemed to be for a girl, but the Ice Spirit clan is a force on par with the Spirit clans. At the final moment, they unleashed their full foundation. As for what happened afterward, very few people in the Great Thousand World know. In other words, this matter is probably not over yet." After hearing this, Xiao Yan sighed. It truly is a major event. That martial ancestor Lin Dong, he is indeed a remarkable figure. If there is a chance in the future, I must meet him. For now, I'll wait for news from the primordial void sacred flame. Time passed. In the blink of an eye, another month had gone by since Xiao Yan returned to the Do domain. Within a mountain range somewhere on the Flame Emperor continent, Xiao Yan was walking leisurely. Suddenly, a sound of something breaking through the air rang out. He raised his head and saw Tai Pang descending from the sky. "Brother Xiao Yan, Master has come out of seclusion and wishes to see you." After speaking, Tai Pang cupped his fists and dashed toward the depths of the mountains. Following him after a dozen breaths, Xiao Yan arrived at a vast and tranquil lake. The two of them jumped directly into the water. They traveled through the bottomless depths. As they went deeper, the light grew dimmer and the temperature colder, so cold it felt as though even one's consciousness would freeze. At that moment, a voice suddenly resounded. "The primordial void. Sacred realm is formed by the mind." Hearing this, Xiao Yan's nearly frozen consciousness suddenly awakened. The darkness before him vanished. In its place appeared a familiar lush mountain range. Xiao Yan stood still, stunned. After looking around, he realized everything just now had been an illusion. He had already stepped into the heavenly sovereign realm. His soul had merged with heaven and earth, yet he still fell into an illusion. Haha, little friend Xiao Yan, what you experienced was not an illusion, but the primordial void sacred realm. Everything you saw was real. From the forest ahead, the primordial void, sacred flame and Tai Pang appeared. Xiao Yan became cautious. If what he saw before was illusion, how could he be sure that what he saw now was real? The primordial void. Sacred flame said calmly, "What you believe to be real will become real. What you believe to be false will vanish. Do not be restless. There is no need to distinguish truth from falsehood. This is the essence of the primordial void sacred realm." After speaking, he waved his hand. A light-like plain embryo fell into Xiao Yan's hand. "I have understood the meaning of the primordial void. This item should now be returned to you." Xiao Yan received it and cupped his fists. "Congratulations, Senior, on completing your transformation." "Hey, I heard from Tai Pang. I didn't expect you to win first place in the pill gathering. Impressive indeed. But you've been waiting for me. You must have something you need from me. Xiaoyan nodded and explained his intentions. After listening, the primordial void. Sacred Flame said thoughtfully, "The Fire Spirit clan is one of the ancient races in the Great Thousand World, second only to the primordial god clans. Although it has declined somewhat, it still has 3 heavenly sovereigns. One of them is the Tuoshe ancient god Flame, but the most terrifying is still the Fire Spirit ancestor." Xiaoyan replied, "I understand this. Although he is powerful, if I can borrow your strength, I may still be able to contend." The primordial void, Sacred Flame, smiled. "Is it that flame fusion method?" Xiaoyan explained. "In the past, I needed to fuse flames to use their power. But now I've reached a higher understanding. I only need to borrow your power. I no longer need to fuse the flame origins. In that case, I will lend you my power. And I plan to stay in your Do domain in the future. Consider this helping you in advance." "What? Senior, you're staying in the Do domain?" Xiaoyan was stunned. This meant directly adding another heavenly sovereign to the Do domain. At this moment, Taipang added, "If Master stays, I will stay as well." Xiaoyan was stunned once again. This meant another heavenly sovereign. Originally, the Do domain only had 2 heavenly sovereigns. Now, in the span of a mere conversation, the balance of power within the Do domain had shifted dramatically. 4 heavenly sovereigns. What had once been a fragile force standing on uncertain ground had, in an instant, transformed into a faction capable of standing shoulder to shoulder with the Fire Spirit clan itself. The air seemed heavier, charged with an unspoken confidence, as if even the heavens acknowledged the rise of a new power. Taipang broke the silence, his gaze steady as it fell upon Xiaoyan. "What are your plans next?" There was no hesitation in his tone, only readiness. "If you need it, I can accompany you to the Fire Spirit clan." Before Xiaoyan could respond, a calm yet authoritative voice interjected. "We should not act rashly." The primordial void. Sacred Flame stood with hands clasped behind his back, his eyes deep and unfathomable. "Summon Longyuan first. This matter requires careful deliberation." His words carried weight, measured, precise, impossible to refute. The Fire Spirit clan is no ordinary force. Caution will serve us better than haste. Xiaoyan paused briefly, then nodded. He understood. This was no longer a personal matter. It was a clash between great powers. Without delay, he issued orders across the Do domain. Summons spread like ripples through space. Within a single day, figures began arriving from all directions, tearing through the skies like meteors. One after another, powerful auras descended upon the Flame Emperor continent. By the time the sun dipped low, nearly 100 experts had gathered within the grand hall. The vast chamber, usually serene, now thrummed with overwhelming pressure. Every individual present was a peak expert, their mere presence enough to shake mountains and seas. At the forefront stood familiar figures. Kailin, her presence cold and regal, like a queen surveying her domain. Juno serene yet radiant, her quiet strength concealed beneath elegance. Behind them were legends of the Duqi continent. Gu Yuan composed and dignified. Jukun towering like an ancient beast given form. And Yao Lao, his gaze calm yet filled with immeasurable depth. Old allies, trusted companions, now gathered once more, not for survival, but for war. There was also Liu Xuan, one of the outstanding participants of the pill gathering, who had been invited by Xiaoyan to serve as an alchemy instructor. When she learned that the Do domain was one of the top 10 super lower planes, she agreed without hesitation. Do you know what kind of reactions the elders of the domain had when Xiaoyan asked how to bring back the Tuoshe, ancient god? Some even proposed directly attacking the Fire Spirit clan. Picking up from last time, Xiaoyan and Long Yuan sat at the highest seats in the hall. Looking at the elders gathered below, Xiaoyan nodded in satisfaction. "Elders, you've all arrived faster than I expected. Since everyone is here, let the meeting begin. Today there are 2 main matters to discuss." Xiaoyan slowly stood up and spoke in a clear voice. First, I hereby announce that the Du domain will gain 2 new heavenly sovereign-level heavenly elders. As his voice fell, the space at the entrance of the hall suddenly twisted. 2 figures emerged. They were none other than Taishu Sacred Flame and Tai Pang. The moment they appeared, all the elders in the hall immediately stood up. After all, both were genuine heavenly sovereign experts. Seeing this, Taishu Sacred Flame smiled and cupped his hands, then said to Xiao, "I possess a territory in the Myriad Pill continent known as the Taishu Sacred Domain. Its scale is no smaller than the Du domain. Perhaps the domain lord could assign some elders to station there." Xiao replied, "Elder Sacred Flame, the Taishu Sacred Domain originally belongs to you. You may choose whoever you deem suitable." Taishu Sacred Flame nodded slightly, then together with Tai Pang found seats among the elders and sat down. After settling their matter, Xiao slowly sat down and continued. "Now on to the second matter. Elders, are you aware that before the Dao domain existed, in the Dao Qi continent where I once resided, there was an ancient Du emperor, Tuoshe ancient god?" Hearing this, the elders exchanged glances and nodded. They were clearly aware of Tuoshe ancient god, since Xiao himself had reached Dao emperor through his inheritance. "This meeting is precisely to discuss an important matter concerning him," Xiao continued. "Currently, Tuoshe ancient god exists within the Fire Spirit clan as a sacred ancestral flame. What do you all think? How should we bring him back from the Fire Spirit clan? Attack them directly. We now have 4 heavenly sovereigns. The Fire Spirit clan only has 3 in name. Besides, Tuoshe, ancient god, belongs to our Do domain. He surely wouldn't act against us." "Exactly. Just attack and take him back." "Foolish. If, as the domain lord said, Tuoshe ancient god has been with the Fire Spirit clan for tens of thousands of years, what if his allegiance lies with them? If he joins forces against us, we would lose all face." As Xiao finished speaking, the hall erupted into heated discussion. Seeing this, Xiao felt somewhat helpless. "Elders, this is not a marketplace." Long Yuan finally slammed the table and shouted sternly. The hall immediately fell silent. "Senior Long Yuan, what is your opinion on this matter?" Xiao asked. Long Yuan pondered for a moment before replying, "The Du domain has only just established its foundation. It is unwise to provoke conflicts with forces of equal standing at this time. Since Tuoshe ancient god is still alive, the key is to determine his own will. That is what will decide our course of action." Xiao nodded. "In that case, we shall send a message to the Fire Spirit clan." An elder asked, "How should we word it?" Xiao stood up again, his deep voice echoing through the hall. "Simply say, Xiao the inheritor wishes to return and pay respects to senior Tuoshe ancient god." About 10 days after the meeting, a reply from the Fire Spirit clan arrived at the Yan Emperor continent. This time, Xiao did not summon all the elders, but only informed Long Yuan Taishu, Sacred Flame Medusa Kailin, and Juna. On a mountain peak, Xiao and the others stood looking ahead. There, a massive, newly constructed plaza had appeared. Dozens of experts were busy setting up a gigantic spatial teleportation array. Above the plaza flowed something like a river, but astonishingly, it was composed of nearly 200 million drops of supreme spiritual liquid. This was the energy required to activate the teleportation array. Long Yuan said, "The Fire Spirit clan's response was beyond our expectations. It seems they've also investigated us." Xiao replied, "The only regret is, we still don't know Tuoshe ancient god's true intention. This trip doesn't require many people. Just myself and Elder Sacred Flame will suffice." Originally, Xiao intended to go alone, but due to the need for Taishu Sacred Flame's power, the two would travel together. Moreover, Taishu Sacred Flame had once been defeated by Tuoshe ancient god and wished to meet him again. At that moment, a figure rushed over and bowed. "Domain Lord, the teleportation array to the Fire Spirit domain has been completed." "Understood. Activate it." With a wave of Xiao hand, the surrounding experts retreated. At the same time, the supreme spiritual liquid above poured into the array. As the 200 million drops were infused, the massive teleportation array instantly activated. Senior Long Yuan, I'll leave the Du domain in your care. After giving his instructions, Xiao Yan and Tai Shu's sacred flame entered the array. On the mountain, Long Yuan, Medusa, and Juna watched them depart. They were not worried. Xiao Yan was powerful enough, and the Fire Spirit clan's reply had been amicable. This journey was clearly a friendly negotiation, because their reply contained only 2 words. You are invited. In the southern region of the Great Thousand World, there existed a vast ocean. Scattered across it were thousands of massive landmasses. Surprisingly, these continents formed a gigantic flame-like shape. This region was known as the Fire Spirit Domain, the territory ruled by the Fire Spirit clan. Suddenly, the space above the outer sea twisted. A massive teleportation array appeared. Within it, the figures of Xiao Yan and Tai Shu's sacred flame slowly emerged. So this is the Fire Spirit Domain. Xiao Yan looked around. He was standing millions of miles high in the sky. From this altitude, the world unfolded beneath him like a boundless tapestry of flame and land. Countless continents drifted across the vast ocean, their silhouettes jagged and immense, stretching beyond the limits of sight. Some glowed faintly red, others burned with a deeper crimson, as though the very earth itself had been forged in fire. Rivers of molten light seemed to pulse between them, and the air shimmered with heat, distorting the horizon into wavering illusions. Xiao Yan stood silently, his robe stirring in the high-altitude winds. He extended his senses. Instantly, a powerful wave of energy washed over him. It was fire, pure, ancient, and overwhelming. Not the kind of flame that merely burned, but one that carried will history, even a faint trace of consciousness. Compared to the Do domain, the fire-attributed energy here was not just denser, it was alive, saturating every inch of space like an invisible ocean. Even someone of Xiao Yan's cultivation could not help but feel its oppressive presence. This place, his eyes narrowed slightly, a faint gleam flickering within them, is far more extraordinary than I anticipated. Beside him, Tai Shu's sacred flame folded his hands behind his back, his expression calm, yet his gaze carried a trace of nostalgia. To reach the Fire Spirit clan, he said slowly, his voice steady against the roaring winds. We will still need to cross dozens of continents. His eyes swept across the distant lands as though recalling memories buried deep in time. This region is only the outer perimeter. The true core of the Fire Spirit domain lies far deeper within. Xiao Yan gave a slight nod. He understood. A clan capable of housing the Tuoshe ancient god as its ancestral flame could never be simple. The deeper they went, the more dangerous and revealing this journey would become. For a brief moment, silence settled between them. Only the distant rumble of fiery currents and the faint crackle of energy filled the air. Then, Xiao Yan's expression changed. It was subtle, almost imperceptible. But for someone at his level, even the smallest fluctuation was enough. His brows slowly drew together. His gaze sharpened, scanning the void ahead. Something was wrong. He closed his eyes for a fraction of a second, letting his spiritual perception expand outward like an invisible tide. Nothing unusual. No hostile aura. No obvious distortion. And yet, a faint unease lingered, like a ripple beneath still water, like something watching from beyond perception. Strange. His voice was low, almost swallowed by the wind. Tai Shu's sacred flame turned his head slightly. What is it? Xiao Yan did not answer immediately. Instead, he opened his eyes again, staring into the distant, flame-lit horizon. For a moment, his expression remained calm, but deep within his pupils, a trace of vigilance had already taken root. Something feels off.